It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we'll see Brock Purdy. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Lions and the Bills, and it's coming up next.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They're coming playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Bills, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offense.
Just about time to block as Toe gets ready to meet leather. And we are underway from Ford Field. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
But when I reviewed last week's game and saw the 4 touchdown passes that he threw, I thought about you during the Turkey Bowl last year.
Yeah,
you guys
right.
had the same stats, except he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award with his.
Well, he got touchdowns. I got picks. I like going back watching the film with you, and we thought it was a good performance in person. Well, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney.
Well, it's football 101 because when you come in as the favorite team, you obviously don't want to hand any kind of advantage to an opponent ready for an upset. Now, you'll be lucky to only be down 3-zip the next time you get the ball back because you've just handed them a dose of confidence to start this game.
So here come the Bills with excellent field position to get things started. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now, this defense for the Lions, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Carr now to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Jahmyr Gibbs, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bills use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. Extra point try, good by Gano. And that makes the score 7-0. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. Now, the current playoff picture, and you can see they are one of those 3 wild card teams, at least for the moment, but they have not clinched that spot, Charles. And look, Their message has been clear. We're keeping our foot on the gas to the very end.
And how about the theater and the drama that's involved, partner? The best part, we've got a front row seat to it all. And I think this is obviously the ultimate goal when they added a 7th seed to the playoffs back in 2020. More drama, more teams in it late in the season, and more importance on games like this.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that brings up third and a full 10 yards. So right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Purdy looking to throw. This one complete to Coleman. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it'll be 4th down. Now here's Trenton Gill now. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now Carr. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The numbers for Gibbs from last week. 17 carries, 63 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing now is Carr. Quick throw there is incomplete.
And that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line. So here come the Lions now. They are back over the 500 mark for the year. A 3-game winning streak really coming at the exact right time, Charles, to get them back into playoff contention.
And it's always a question of when do you want your football team to peak? And everyone always talks about you want to be playing your best ball going into the playoffs. But sometimes you need your best ball before that time. And this team, going into this stretch of games, they are certainly playing their best football of the year.
Back to Gainwell here on 2nd down. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. On 3rd down, here's Bigsby. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Purdy now to throw. Open man is Barner, the tight end. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here comes third down and 7. Back to throw, Purdy. He'll get this into the hands of Adunze. And he's going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And his throw is going to be incomplete. Look at this defense. They enter this one down in the 26th position in the NFL against the run.
This is an area of the game that they definitely have to improve because right now, against the pass, top 10 in the league. But against the run, that's where the struggles have come in. You've got to find a way to make sure they stop runners before they get started.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on third. Purdy will look to throw again here. A pass complete to Adunze. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now here's Trent Gill on to punt. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. Only able to make it to the 15 after the broken tackle. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Another run for Gibbs here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. To throw, it's Carr. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. And Detroit back in possession of the football. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Tackle made by Kaiser White. You know he can fly to the ball, and he showed it there. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Straight ahead, it's Gainwell. And it's a fumble. Now this is picked up by the Bills. He may go. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Gano for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Let's look at Kenneth Gainwell as this offense comes back out. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter. Just over 300 yards in the league. Later ended up in the NFL. If you got a talented back, give it back to him.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll let the QB keep it here off the option. And they'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. Just across the midfield stripe. Here's 2nd and 6. Purdy. Got his man. It's Gainwell. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 33. A solid gain of 15 yards in the sticks move.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, Bigsby. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. They run behind center with Gainwell. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Purdy from the gun. Looking middle, and that's complete. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The Buffalo defense does its job, and it's 4th down.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Myers' kick is good, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So not exactly the response they were hoping for, but they'll take the 3 to at least get them on the score sheet.
Yeah, now's not the time to panic. All is well. Somewhat calm. Only down 14-0. So continue to play your game, take the points when they're there, and put the emphasis on your defense to go out and get you the football back.
Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
False start, offense.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now Carr. Wilson snags it left side. Here's 3rd and 9. Here's Carr. He's got his tight end over the middle. T.J. Hockenson. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now Purdy. Caught on the right side by Jones.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Here's Purdy. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. If you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. They work now on 2nd and 9. Here's Carr to throw. And a completion to Wilson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Gibbs straight ahead. Oh, nice move. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply the offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
A give running left. It's Sanders. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Carr. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
First down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So out now come the Lions. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Throwing here, Purdy. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Purdy. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Setting up the screen with Gainwell. And he loses the football a 2nd time. Now this is picked up by the Bills. 2nd time in this first half now, Charles, that he's coughed up the football.
And both times, I think, they were in spots where he's got to think about covering up the ball. He's got to revert to his fundamentals in those practice drills where they carry it through traffic. He's not out in the open field where he can swing it a little bit, cover it up, and take care of it.
The Bills ready to take over. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. A toss out right to Gibbs. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Inside the red zone, and that means don't come away from there with anything less than 3 points, but everyone's thinking about 6. They're trying to get to the end zone. They decide to run a toss. Big people up front being mobile and moving, and a running back trying to follow behind them to find yardage, and that's exactly what he did.
It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a first and goal. Carr going to throw. Throw over the middle is taken in by Dell. He'll get only 2 there, and it's second and goal. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Holding offense.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another second and goal. To throw his Carr. And it'll be intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Let's look at Kenneth Gainwell as this offense comes back out. And ball security has been a big issue. You see the numbers there. He's fumbled twice already.
And whenever we talk about ball security, it's not simply how you're holding the ball when you run it. It's all the other things that you do. Is it in the proper arm, meaning the sideline is protecting you? Are you dipping a shoulder to protect the ball as well? And obviously, the 4 points of pressure to make sure it's tucked firmly against your body so people can't pop it out.
A give running right is Gainwell. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. In motion right is Jones. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He'll find Gainwell out of the backfield.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
On 3rd down, Felton. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Purdy looking to throw. He'll get this complete to the tight end Barner. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Jones will come now in motion right. Purdy now to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the first half.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. His first catch, good for 14 there and a 1st down. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Back to throw, Purdy. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Shotgun now with Purdy. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Trey Brown. And the Bills are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turning over 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you it's not very good.
The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together what you think is going to be the best possible scenario, right? Hey, we're going to score. These are the plays that are going to do it. But you also put together your counters, meaning after they make adjustments to what you're doing, what do we have to go to next?
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Exactly. So I can't wait to see if we come out of the half, how they're going to go about doing things. Do you just keep running what you ran before, or do you go to your counters expecting those adjustments to happen?
Before that, we'll see the end here of this first half. That's swung out wide to Sanders. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now Carr. And once again, this is Sanders. And he is going to have a Bills first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Carr to throw again. Pass is caught by Rondale Robinson. Here's a 2nd and 5. To throw, it's Carr. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Carr. Throw right side taken by Sanders. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Carr now to throw. Wilson snags it left side. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Again, it's Carr. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. T.J. Hockenson as the first half is winding down. And the Bills will extend their lead here just before halftime.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Gano the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was T.J. Hockenson who finished the drive with a touchdown reception. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Lions going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
All start. Offense.
Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. That's on the former first-rounder Taylor Decker. Purdy will set up to throw it here. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range. Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
Charlie Jones now from his end zone. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. In the first half, it was the Alabama man, Jahmyr Gibbs, who had it cooking. He had 3 catches in that opening part of the game and wound up with a touchdown reception as well. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Bills offense and Derek Carr ready for this next possession. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Carr. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Carr. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 8 yards there and a first down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough. I mean, just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 28. Now Carr. Going back to the same well, it's Hockenson again. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be second down. They go back to the ground with Sanders. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
That is incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it.
Now a hit and a loose football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. On the give, here's Gibbs. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Up the middle they go with Sanders. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Here's Carr to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Gano's kick is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So the big return had them fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Lions offense and Brock Purdy getting ready for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their position. Oh, what a juke into space. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. A big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Throwing here, Purdy. That's going to be taken in by Felton. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Up the middle they go. Felton. Pushes past him, escapes the defender, and he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles, gain some additional yardage.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone. that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Purdy. Throw right side, taken in by Adunze. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. Only able to gain a couple there. And that'll bring up 4th down. They will run for it with Gainwell. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Bills are going to get the football back. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
Still 1st down.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Carr going to throw. And this, incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw his Carr. He completes it to Wilson. So the completion gets him just a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the 1st down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, got the safe completion on 3rd. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. The Lions offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
That's good for the Lions.
From the gun, here's a run by Gainwell. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Now Purdy. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 3rd and 2. Purdy now to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 27-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. A lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the 3rd quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
Here's Purdy. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. With third down coming up. Purdy looking to throw. That is caught. And he takes this one in for the Lions touchdown. Charlie Jones, 27 yards. And the Lions get a bit closer. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And the lead is down to 20. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And his throw is incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL. I think it's safe to say he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now. But he was fortunate on that one, not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit back in possession of the football. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now that
there he goes, right side. Touchdown, Detroit. Demetric Felton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on. And remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Finding Hawkinson here on the out route. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. To throw, it's Carr. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the fourth quarter. Now Carr. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Buffalo. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Open man is Barner, the tight end. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Back to throw, Purdy. He'll get this complete to the tight end, Barner. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And the Lions, first down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Back to throw. Purdy. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 41-yard line.
Purdy sets up to throw again. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
And this is the worry, because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now flags will come in. the Bills got going a little early.
Ball start, offense.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. They'll go again with Gibbs. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Throwing now is Carr. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. That's caught inside the 20. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A big play here for Buffalo. 41 yards.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. A give right side for Gibbs. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Here comes Sanders on the toss right. He tried to bounce it outside, but that going nowhere from the start. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Lions are right back in this football game. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
It only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Throwing to start the drive. Purdy. Out route. He finds his man. It's Jones. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Operating from the gun. Purdy. Over the middle. It's complete. 70th catch for him on the year. And like so many others, this goes for a 1st down.
That's good for the Lions. 1st down.
Operating from the gun. Purdy. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. That one unable to develop. Never got going. A loss of a couple. And it's 2nd down.
The 28-yard line.
Shotgun now with Purdy. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Out of the gun, Purdy. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Lions 1st down.
Looking to throw. Purdy got Stevenson again. Back-to-back plays. From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Throwing here, Purdy. That's caught by Stevenson. And he's got this down to the 35.
It's a gain of 11. That's another Detroit Lions.
Purdy will look to throw again here. He'll get this into the hands of Stevenson. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
A gain of 20 more yards. That's another Detroit Lions.
Purdy. That'll be complete to Stevenson. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
12 more yards. Complete to Marquez Stevenson.
Again, he'll drop to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
2nd down and goal. Purdy toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right.
He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Rome Odunze from 3 yards out. And the Lions have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let him fly as soon as the target came free. And his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, said, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's Carr. He's got his tight end. It's Chris Manhertz. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Carr now to throw. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. They'll run with Sanders. They juked him. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And off to Gibbs, headed right here. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Now 2nd and 9. Another run for Gibbs here. Oh, no, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On 3rd down, here's Gibbs. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. And he's brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. Here's Purdy. That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Throwing, Purdy. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. Purdy to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. And the spike comes now with just under 40 ticks left. A little less than 40 seconds remaining. Here comes 2nd and 10. Here's Purdy to throw. And he rifles one incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 41-yard line. And they're down to 17 seconds now here after the spike. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. To throw is Purdy. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffer the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for Buffalo, their chances of finishing over 500, they remain alive as they move to 6-8 on the year, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.